I have to say our youngest boarders, they quickly acclimate to the life away from home. This is a home away from home for them. We want them to feel comfortable, supportive, and we want them to thrive on campus. So knowing that they have that support in a couple different areas, not only a faculty member, but they also have it in the students as well, it kind of builds a sense of trust. And then we also do something really great at the beginning of the year. It's called the Jumpstart Program. My name is Emily Williamson, and I am the Director of Admission and Marketing at Hillside School. We are an all-boys junior boarding school, grades 4 to 9, offering both day and boarding, located in Marlborough, Mass., which is about 45 minutes from Boston. I kind of grew up in a small town in Massachusetts, and when I graduated college, I started working on my master's. So at my school that I graduated, they were hiring in admissions, and I already had another job lined up, but I went there, so I kind of knew the in and outs of the school and the opportunities that it gave me. So I ended up applying for the job in admissions, and I fell in love with it. They offered it to me on the spot. I love traveling all over, meeting families, prospective students, and kind of guiding them through the admissions process. I had done it for about 10 years. Previous to this, I worked in college admissions before making the switch over to Hillside. And like I said, I enjoy it. It's always a field that I wanted to be in and stay in. So when Hillside came up, it was a good opportunity for me to continue that work, but also do it at a different kind of level. Admissions, unfortunately, really doesn't play a part in the roommate selection. It does come down to our director of residence life in determining kind of roommates and placements. Now, each year it's different. We offer, 7-day boarding and 5-day boarding. So this year, the 7-day boarders are all kind of in one main location on our campus near the quad, whereas our 5-day boarders are a little bit, not too far away, but a couple buildings over. And they are, we know that they're going to be there Monday through Friday and then go home on the weekend. So the majority of the students should be back over by the quad area. Now, typically, how they determine it is they'll place the boy with somebody from a different country or an area. So again, that they can constantly learn from that student. And this creates kind of an atmosphere of diversity and inclusion, and we want that. Hillside students gain an important lesson about valuing others' perspective and understanding the world when they're sharing a room with another person from another country or from another location. And as far as, I get this question a lot, can students choose their roommates? Sometimes we have students that know each other and they want to room together. Obviously, again, we're going to make the recommendation that they not room together so that they can experience other people and other cultures. But sometimes our director of residence life does allow that, but it's going to be up to his determination and his final say for them to be able to do that. So it is possible, but it's also not guaranteed at the same time. We have dorm parents in all of the dorms. In all of our we call them house parents or dorm parents, are administrators, teachers, coaches. Boarders kind of get the chance to know the faculty members in a variety of different contexts, outside the day-to-day as a classroom and the teacher. But student leaders also are selected. Those are prefects and proctors, like I kind of explained a little bit. They also kind of play a vital role in the houses in helping our new students acclimate to the life of Hillside and serving kind of as role models for the boys. So selecting, obviously, boarding option, especially for younger students, it's a big decision. It's an important family decision that can come in, many questions, many uncertainties come up. But we kind of really have a great group of faculty and staff and dorm parents, and we kind of carefully model its boarding program and the idea of balance of structure, fun, but also allowing the boys to kind of gain confidence and independence in a safe, kind of nurturing and age-appropriate environment. So our house parents and student leaders assist them. They're all trained to manage common boarding life challenges. So that homesickness, the roommate conflicts, if there's anything, or dynamics in regards to roommates. I have to say our youngest boarders, they quickly acclimate to the life away from home. This is a home away from home for them. We want them to feel comfortable, supportive, and we want them to thrive on campus. So knowing that they have that support in a couple different areas, not only a faculty member, but they also have it in the students as well, it kind of builds a sense of trust. And then we also do something really great at the beginning of the year. It's called the Jumpstart Program. It's more geared for our new international students. They come in a week before classes start and our regular students come back. We've kind of put them in the day-to-day schedule of, a regular day at Hillside. So they'll do classes, academics, they'll do sports, they'll do fun activities on the weekend, trips. And because we do that, I see a lot of students not so hesitant or not getting prone to homesickness because of that opportunity that we offer. And our director of international students, he runs that program and has been at Hillside for quite a while. So he knows kind of what the parents are looking for. Every day he'll send emails back and inform them of what they're doing, what they're learning in math or where they're going on the weekend. And I think parents appreciate that because they get to see what the boys are doing and how much they're enjoying themselves and having fun. To be honest with you, there's free time, but there's not a lot of time in between for them to think of, what's happening at home or what are my parents doing, because they're going from one thing to the next because it's a very structured environment. Again, I would say kind of research and educate themselves about boarding schools and U.S. boarding schools, in particular, junior boarding schools. We're similar, but we're a little bit different than, the secondary high school. To be able to talk to a family or a current student or a current parent that has gone through the same process that they're going through, we always connect our families, if they have further questions, with a current family or a current student so that they can get questions that they've been through. Also alum, they've been through it as well. They're out of it now and on to doing great things. So it's also great to have a couple different opinions in different aspects, but it allows them to kind of get their take on the school and the process and how things were done. Fun fact, so we were founded in 1901 by two sisters. We were originally located in Greenwich, Mass, and we started as an orphanage, which I think is pretty unique, not something that you see quite often. And then once we moved to Marlborough, our present day location, that's kind of when we made the switch to being a school. I would say they all make some sort of a significant impact. They're always working on something and they're very curious and always trying to learn something new. I've seen a lot of growth with many of the students. We get a wide variety of different students, students that are very confident and outgoing, whereas we also have students that are maybe a little shy and timid at first. When they're here, they're going to grow so much and learn so many things that they end up being a completely different person by the time they leave. Now, again, we have a lot of students that are interested in many different things, especially kind of the STEM, the technology, the coding, robotics, and they take advantage of everything that we offer. They don't, just sit back and do nothing. They, if they're interested in robotics and they want to go to a robotics competition, we encourage that. We want them to go and do things that they're interested in outside of Hillside. We definitely encourage that. We're pretty close-knit, we're a tight-knit community within Hillside, but also within the local community. Always are trying, and the boys are always trying to find something to give back to our community, whether we do cleanup day or we go to, various places within this town of Marlborough or even outside of Marlborough to do can drives. We've raised money for the hurricane that just happened in Florida. And again, this was all student run. It was not done by faculty. Obviously, we kind of oversee and help if we need to, but the students really take charge and take that initiative. So it kind of brings in that whole community vibe with us at Hillside, but also outside within the local area.